Hey everybody, we're here for a new episode of the RLG cast. I'm here with Putty and Johnny Donuts. As you can see, they're over there somewhere. Their stuff will be in the description below. Check out their channels. We're just going to jump right into this one. Today, we're talking about Star Wars and Star Wars things because we reviewed Ahsoka. So I want to talk about it, especially because Putty didn't get to come. And we also don't really care what Putty has to say. So we're just going to let him say things. Well, did you watch the show?
Of course I did. I watched the whole series basically one day, except for the first 2 episodes.
Okay. Did you like the show?
Oh yeah, I very much liked the show. There were some things I was like, like I don't know. I mean, are we spoiling here? Are we down to
full spoilers? The review's already out.
So here's my thing. The whole Anakin scene is, I don't know why, I just didn't feel like, I just feel like a shoehorned in to be like, look who we got. Ooh, like I get it. That's her.
I didn't feel that was shoehorned in. I thought that worked well.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I don't know. See, the thing is we knew she was going to stay alive. So that whole situation was.
But what you didn't know is there's a scene when Palpatine's talking to Anakin, telling him
the story of Darth.
You can bring someone back to life. He literally had that power. He brought her back to life.
Yeah.
I mean, I see what you're saying there. I mean, but again, I feel like there's the same thing where it's like everyone has their Jedi, like that moment where they talk, like they have to like decide or take the right path kind of situation. Luke in the cave, and they all have it, and I feel like that might have been, I guess, Ahsoka's, if you really look at it. I mean, I don't know. It's really hard because we already have what ends up being the match between her and Darth Vader. Was it in Rebels or Clone? I can't remember.
It was Rebels, season 2.
And so the thing is I don't know. I feel like they're really trying to. Because I get it. They want to show a relationship. That I know why it's there. But there's a lot of this whole thing about like, oh, we want to play to the fans, and I get that too. But now, I don't know, maybe I'm just getting too saturated. Same situation with like Marvel. Maybe it's just feel like there's really a saturation.
See, whereas I thought the opposite with that. I thought this was the perfect transition to bring Ahsoka back to the Jedi Order, because Ahsoka was not technically a Jedi anymore. So this was her trial. Even like visually, it's like she's wearing dark robes, gray robes, but when she comes out of the world between worlds, she's in stark white, kind of like when Gandalf returns as Gandalf the White, right? So
I mean, I get it. Again, it's not saying anything bad about the show. I think that's really the only thing that kind of, it didn't really like make me go, oh, this is horrible now. It was just like, okay, I feel like this was, and again, maybe it wasn't a shoehorn, maybe there's a bigger idea to it, but I feel like it was just a way to bring Hayden Christensen back. You know what I mean? And I get it. It's playing off the fans. I'm one of those people that gets excited for that kind of situation.
If there's going to be any character that you need to bring him back for, it's Obi-Wan and Ahsoka, because it's completely like part of their storylines, right?
Well, Obi-Wan makes sense because it's still in the situation of being Darth Vader. Ahsoka, I didn't mind if eventually it happened, like maybe more of a conflicted thing in season 2. Like, give us something. Think about how Luke entered into the Mandalorian and all that. That was a great thing. They could have saved that.
Yes, I agree with that. But then again, you're also gonna get that Anakin as the Obi-Wan figure for Ahsoka at the end of that series, the season. They kind of tease that, where Anakin is that Force ghost. And you're going to get that guidance of Anakin with Ahsoka in that second season.
Yeah, but let me ask you this, though. How great was the moment with Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan? It felt great. If they would have saved it for the end, then yes, I think that would have been a moment. I get why they were doing it. It was bringing her to that point, like, okay, she's finally balanced with the Force kind of situation. She knows she's going to be safe and someone's going to find her, or what's leading into the second season of Ahsoka. It's just like I said, I loved everything up until that point, and I do still love that. I'm not downfalling it altogether, but it literally, it's funny that that's the one thing I'm guessing a lot of people like, that I kind of was like, I wish they could have saved that for a bigger moment, because it wasn't as anticlimactic for me. It was, and again, I watched it all at one time, so I didn't have that pacing maybe that everyone else did. And see, I just found out recently that they've been releasing these shows at nighttime. And if you guys remember, whenever I record my things, I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, record it. And I finally said, I can't do that no more. You know what I mean? Life has changed in my world. So when I found this out when Loki, I was like, crap, I could have done that with Ahsoka this whole time. You know what I mean? So maybe that's another thing. Maybe if I got the pacing of like getting it between each week, maybe it would have been more accomplished to me. But as we forward to the story, like when I watched it back to back, I felt differently about that. And that might be the reason why. I don't know how you guys watched it, if you guys watched it all at once or if you watched each episode.
I
I
watched
watched
week
it
by
all at once.
I watched it week by week.
And see, the thing is,
And
I
me and
didn't,
Campo
so I'm
both
not
had the
gonna-
same consensus on it.
Really? So I mean, again, it's one of those things. Like I love that they go fan things, and I didn't. It's not like I didn't want Anakin. It's just for some reason that moment didn't feel as sincere. Except I will say I do like the part with Anakin and the young Ahsoka. That part I really love. You know
But
what I
you
mean?
can't get that without that thing happening.
Yeah.
Well, no, I get that. I get that, and that's understandable and everything.
That was
but
her
again,
trial. That was her
Right.
Jedi Knight trial.
Well, no, I knew that, and I 100%. I
And
agree.
fun
That's
fact,
why-
young Ahsoka was played by the same actress who played young Gamora in Infinity
Ariana
War.
Greenblatt.
Yeah. Who was also in Barbie.
recycling anyway. But yeah, so but I mean, again, it doesn't hinder it from being a great show. I mean, honestly,
I
a
mean,
lot of people.
I think just on that note, because like I just love to do this, you wouldn't complain about that same type of moment in a Marvel show. You would have been arguing with us the opposite of that.
Say if they put Deadpool right away into Loki.
I mean, like, again, that's
yeah. Now
Oh,
the
no,
story
no, no,
changes.
no. Let me stop. It all depends on how they do it. If they do it good or bad, because
But
again,
they did this really good.
But no, but see, the thing is, I just didn't feel, again, I don't know why like I said, I'm not, again, for some reason, if I say I don't like one thing, it's like, oh, then it's horrible. It's like, no,
No,
I'm
it's
just
not.
saying
It's the way that you choose to phrase things, and it's nothing against you. But you also like to hammer home the point. And then after you're like, oh, but I didn't mean it like that. But like you've been talking about it for like 10 minutes now.
Well, yeah, because you guys, well, it's
No, I
rebuttal.
get
You
it.
guys
Trust me,
rebuttal,
I
yeah.
understand what you're saying.
Like I want to move on and talk about
I'm-
other stuff because
I
we haven't even
don't-
talked about Thrawn
I
yet.
land in between. He really likes it. You don't like it. I don't
Yeah.
really care. I don't want Hayden Christensen in anything
Mm.
because to me, that's what ruined Star Wars for me. Is those three movies.
His wooden
So-
acting.
So
Well, but then again,
not
now
just
you-
him, just those three movies in general is
Yeah.
the reason I'm not a mega Star Wars fan anymore.
But I think this is not so much the redemption of Ahsoka, but it's also the redemption of the actor Hayden Christensen.
I think it's just a redemption of Star Wars
Mm-hmm.
because it's been good.
But see, here's my thing though. I still feel like even Hayden Christensen even got redemption in Obi-Wan because I loved his performance, even though it was only slightly like a helmet situation and then them sparring. But like, I guess because I understand that the trials and tribulations. Because another thing too is when it comes to Clone Wars and Rebels, I love Ahsoka, and I'm so glad that Rosario Dawson is playing this character because
Mhm.
she's perfect for it and everything. That might be the reason it's also distant because you gotta think we've been dealing with these real characters throughout these old movies. So like when we watch Obi-Wan, it's literally the same actor that played Obi-Wan in the prequels. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Same thing with Hayden Christensen. And so with Dawson taking over the role of Ahsoka, I feel like I'm scarring her name. But every time I try to say her name, I feel like it's messed up. But she does such a great job that when I see her, I see it as not as the same character, but also kind of like its own entity, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So because of that, when I saw the Hayden Christensen thing, I was excited. I was like, oh, this is cool. But then I don't know what it was. When I was watching that scene, I wanted to be hyped for it. And I think
Yeah.
what it was I subverted my expectations. I was like, oh crap, I was expecting more. Like I love seeing Anakin in his old outfits from Clone Wars and all that kind of stuff. Like, oh sweet, we get to see it in that way. But then as the dialogue was going along, there was just something like for me that was off where I was going, why does this feel awkward? And maybe it's just something that it was at the moment was wrong or something like that. Maybe if I go back and watch it, I'll really enjoy it.
Sucks.
Well, that could be.
But yeah, Ahsoka, I really like Rosario Dawson as it. The
Mhm.
girl who voiced it before fucking sucks.
Ashley Eckstein.
Terrible. One of the worst voice actresses I've ever heard in my life. I don't know what she sounds like. I'm just saying that because I know Putty likes her. I literally don't even know who she is. I have no
I don't
idea.
know who you're thinking. The voice of Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember who her name is.
How do you not know who it is? That's the girl you're like in love with.
No, that's Ashley Birch.
They're all the
Yeah.
same. They're all
I'm not
stupid.
in love with Ashley Birch. I just think
You're
she's
in love with
talented.
her. He's in love with her, guys. Check out
Yeah,
his website,
sure.
www.puttysinlovewithashley.com.
Love Ashley Birch. Yeah.
Um,
Hey Ashley, what's your plan? With
okay,
Putty?
anyways, shut up and let me do this. Both of you idiots. Okay, so
I'm a wizard.
Go ahead, get started.
I'm a wizard.
I'm a wizard, Harry.
The resolution of the show, and we talked about this in the review, but like, are they just stuck on this planet forever?
No, that's the whole purpose of the world between worlds. Now they're gonna find a way through this.
What are they gonna do? Die to get into the world between worlds and then undie to come out of
Ezra
it?
Ezra knows how to navigate through it. He knows where the portal on Lothal is. So
listen, he also didn't know how to build a lightsaber. Can I just talk about this? Number one, the robot guy played by David Tennant is amazing. Number two, that scene doesn't make any sense because he specifically confronts him and tells him, you can't build a lightsaber, you suck. Who taught you how to build a lightsaber? And then the guy who taught him how to build a lightsaber was the guy he taught how to build a lightsaber, who is the best guy he knows at building a lightsaber.
Building a lightsaber, yeah. Kanan
How did
Jarrus.
any of that make sense?
By the way, I also had I don't know why, but for some reason at one point when she was training, I'm forgetting her name now.
Sabine Wren.
Yeah, when she's training Sabine, and then Sabine meets up with Ezra. I for some reason all I could think of was the band Better Than Ezra. I kept thinking about
Nobody
that.
ever thinks of the band Better Than Ezra.
Well, I'm just saying she was better than Ezra. Then the band popped up, and then it was just a whole. My brain went into a total different direction with that, but I just felt like that was kind of
what's the song? What's the Better Than Ezra song?
I don't remember.
It's good.
That's the song.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah. It's shitty band. Shitty Beatles.
Yes, they were.
Hey, they're better than Ezra.
I mean, technically they are. That's the name. Okay, so in the grand world of Star Wars, the last season of The Mandalorians was pretty good. The last 2/3 of Andor were great. And now Ahsoka's been really good. I personally liked Obi-Wan. I know a lot of people didn't.
I actually enjoyed it too, yeah.
Yeah.
So they're on a roll. At least when you compare them to what other things Disney's doing, like the Marvel universe, where I haven't even watched either episode of Loki, but I'm not excited to watch either episode of Loki.
Here's the funny thing. I'm hearing some people say they love Loki, and I've enjoyed it, but it's like, I'm like.
Well, I heard the first episode got rated really well, and then the second episode got rated really bad.
It's so, I don't know. Like, the thing is,
they've been average. Both episodes have been average for me. I really like what's his name as
Ouroboros.
Aurora Borealis.
I
said that wrong. Aurora Borealis.
Ouroboros. But no,
okay.
But I will say this with the Star Wars thing, as far as the Disney shows, I feel like they're doing way better than Marvel. Now, I have high hopes for Loki. Of course, we all know one reason why I'm hoping,
which is not going to happen.
Just let
it does it at the end.
Let it happen.
Yeah, but anyway, my point to the whole thing is I'm still watching it because of that, and that's one I was going to watch it anyway.
Apparently, it does happen. By the way, so get excited already.
I'm just gonna wait. I want to be in that moment. You know what I mean? I don't want to just be like, oh, it's going to happen or anything like that.
Apparently, it does happen.
Well, I'll be there for it. Hat ready to go. But my point,
you need a new hat. That thing looks like it was sat on by like a beaver or something.
Yeah.
I actually love the way that it looks. Okay, Putty, keep the beaver look going.
Appreciate it.
I like it. It's
wavy gravy over here.
Yeah, nice shirt.
I'm not a fan of Jubilee.
I don't care what you're a fan of.
Exactly.
Cyclops is the best X-Men, and I'll die on that hill.
What? Did he just say that? Open the floodgates. Putty, who's the best X-Men?
Deadpool.
No,
he's not an X-Men.
I know. Okay, fine, Jubilee.
Really?
No. He's my favorite, but if there was really the most popular, it's Wolverine, of course. He's like the most well-known X-Men character of all time, and everyone loves him.
The best X-Men character is Storm. My favorite X-Men character is Wolverine. Why? Because Storm is the backup leader. Why? Because Storm has cool powers.
But
Why?
who is the
Because
leader?
Cyclops is a cuck, a beta cuck.
Oh yeah. Well, who introduces you to the cartoon? Thank you very
No
much.
one, because
No one.
I don't view the cartoon like that, to be
Okay,
honest.
Bishop is the best.
I mean, Bishop's pretty cool.
And Forge.
I mean, you're just naming good people. Do you want to name Cable too?
Yeah.
Morph.
Well, technically, he was not part of the X-Men. Was Cable part of the X-Men? He's
No,
X-Man, but not.
X-Force.
He's X-Men. I like that.
And his parents are X-Men.
Yes.
That just break the wall. Like,
he's making good points here.
Yeah.
You know who's not a good X-Men?
Lalandra.
Morph.
Morph. This one's for you.
Are you excited for the show?
Yes, of course.
Yeah,
I hope
I'm
it's
looking
good,
forward
though.
to it. I'm a little bit more excited for freshman year.
Really?
Yeah.
What is freshman year is a completely rebooted show, right?
It's a completely rebooted show, but it kind of takes place after Spider-Man.
So it's canon?
I think it's going to be canon, yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't think we should be making cartoon shows canon.
Like I said, all I know is my girl's coming back, and that makes me happy. And nothing else, but no other media she's been in, like as far as like except the comic books and the cartoon. So it's nice.
Check out www.puttylovesashley.com.
You mean Jubilee?
GeoCities.org.
But
I got
or G.
So I found out there's a secret villain in the new season of X-Men.
Ooh.
X-Men 97. Do you know who it is?
Who?
I'll let you guess.
Okay.
Apocalypse.
It was a secret villain. It can't be. It can't be Sinister because they've used him.
Oh, so nothing they've used.
Sinister apparently will be back.
So nothing they've
But he's not the
used?
surprise though.
No.
Mephisto, Blackheart.
I'm just trying to think of X-Men characters.
It's a female.
Female.
Dazzler.
No.
Oh, that's another story we can go on.
I was going to say Arcade until you said it's a female.
It's a female. It's the Goblin Queen.
Really? That's an obscure villain.
Yeah, that's really obscure. That's not even a villain.
People are finding it out because Funko accidentally leaked the pictures of their Funko.
That's not a character I'm really hyped for, but we'll see what they do with it.
That's what her name is, right? Goblin Queen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go Google it. Funko Goblin Queen. He's
now,
hard at work.
Oh, yeah.
Now, since we're in that point, rumor mill that and I heard
rumor meal, delicious.
I'm hungry.
Rumor mill is that someone might be playing Dazzler.
I'm not excited for
possible choice.
No, I can't stand her.
You're crazy. No, let's just get this out of the way. Taylor Swift is an absolute babe. She went from a 0 to a 10 over the last 5 years.
But I'm gonna say this: even if you don't like, whether you like her as far as
it's Goblin Queen. Goblin Queen is more of she's kind of a in between Spider-Man, X-Men villain.
Yeah. Okay.
See, the thing is, actually, even if you don't like her, she's perfect for Dazzler in my eyes.
She can sing.
Well, it's not even a matter of singing. Like looking at it now, if they made Dazzler nowadays, I feel like they would do the same thing they did with Nick Fury and actually
Goblin
make
Queen.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
Dazzler.
accidental Funko release, and for some reason she's holding a baby in the Funko Pop.
She's the Goblin Baby. Duh. Goblin Queen, Goblin Baby Queen.
Okay. Put it together.
Put it together,
you know what I mean? Freddie Mercury, come on.
Or maybe that's Cable. Maybe that's Baby Cable.
Maybe it's Baby Cable.
Apparently in this show, Bishop, Forge, Cable, all have big parts. Mr. Sinister, Callisto, all have big parts.
Ooh, Callisto, nice.
Cable. Does that mean? Huh?
No.
Okay.
I don't. You know what? I wouldn't be offended by them using Deadpool in the show, but I also
it just wouldn't make sense.
Work. Yeah. I don't know if you need it. I mean, you can have an appearance episode. I'm sure there's going to be crossover episodes, right? Like, you know how they cross over with Spider-Man and Iron Man and shit.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if ever, like they say, if the cartoon does do well and they're like, oh, we would love to make other off branches. That might be the way Deadpool comes in.
You could do a really good one if you let Donald Glover do the Deadpool show.
Mm.
Just
agree.
saying, maybe we let it release that pilot episode, please. But you could do like a Deadpool universe show easily and have him like be like a goofier, still like a little bit adult show, but also like sillier, and have it have like all the Deadpool characters.
Mhm.
Kind of like a Rick and Morty.
Yeah, okay, yeah, shit, where he can go through the universes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, you got to also think too. We outside of the comics and the video games, the whole scenario of the narrator and the brain on the corners from the word balloons and everything have not been utilized, and I don't think they're ever going to utilize in the movies. I just don't think it makes sense to the public. But that is something you can introduce in the cartoons. Give us the actual way Deadpool is in the comic books, and let him subvert expectations outside of the fourth wall, and understand that he doesn't just break the fourth wall; he literally breaks the whole panel and uses everything to as a benefit. I mean, Marvel versus Capcom was a prime example. When they allowed you to actually do his finisher, and he grabs the health bar and then smacks it across their head, it's funny as hell. It's a way you can do something great in animation, and I don't know why they haven't done it yet.
Yeah, it doesn't make
And
sense. It doesn't.
you know what I mean? But so, I mean,
But
I want
okay,
that. But
well,
we'll
let's
eventually.
go back to Star Wars for a second, because we're not even supposed to be
But I
talking
digress.
talk about anything else. We just did a
Cue
whole
the
episode
image
of
of
Marvel.
Taz.
Yeah, my Star Wars gear is on right now.
What would be something you'd like to see next from
Okay,
Star Wars?
From Star Wars, okay. For me, let's continue this Ahsoka and Thrawn storyline. I want them to see I want to see a live action Heir to the Empire.
okay.
Recast Luke, recast Han. We talked about this in the review episode. Recast them. You already have a recast Luke or a recast Han, right? You have a recast Lando already too.
Okay, so
And
I'm
you could
actually
get a
gonna...
Leia easily, because there's so many. Millie Bobby Brown can be Leia,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and Sebastian Stan should already
Be
be
Luke
Luke.
Skywalker.
Me,
Why
on the
why
other
are you
hand...
getting so excited over there?
Oh no, I'm excited more of what I want. Like,
Okay, tell me what you
He
want.
wants Deadpool to cross over to.
No. I actually want them to do the original Jedi Council. Like, I want them to start doing that whole thing, the past, because you gotta remember when we played what was it, KOTOR, I think it was KOTOR 2, where we actually got to see the old council and everything.
Mhm.
Let's get something like that. You can actually cast anyone.
But they
at
are
that
working
point.
on something. They are working on High Republic. I think
Well,
it's the High Republic.
I want an Old Republic movie. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, we're
why
all in
was
the same thing right
Yeah,
there.
I would take
I'm
that too.
I just want to see when the Jedi first start really putting the council together. I feel like that's a great storyline that they're...
I want more politics. They slightly hint at it with you, like in Andor, and then you get a little bit at the beginning of Ahsoka when that lady comes back.
Mon
But
Mothma.
it's like, yeah,
But see, they recast her, so why can't they recast everyone else?
You totally can.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. You could do the whole you could actually start connecting things in a proper way, and like have the original council, and then even bring in the droids, because remember, we didn't know why are these droids here destroying people, battle droids and everything. You could start setting that step up to why they even make the battle droids in the first place. You know what I mean? There's so much good story there that you can bring together. Like, everyone's so focused on let's bring back all these characters that people know, and I'm like, why aren't we just... because Andor is a prime example. Andor, I saw, was horrible at first, and then it turned out to be a good show. So if you can make something special like that, imagine the Jedi powers, the Jedi abilities, the training, the focal point. You can even have points where, like, when Yoda's young, he's sitting there going, sees a young Jedi do something that he's like, no, we can't have that. That's too wrong. And then you'll look at a new power that's never been seen before, and then that could be pushed into later stories of future where Ahsoka meets a character that can actually do that power, but they don't realize how troublesome it is. Like, there's so many things where you could like Easter eggs into great story parts by going back to the original stories. You know,
you can do a Sith-centric show, like redo a Darth Bane storyline.
There's so much you can do, but they want to sit there and be like, oh, we want to keep the Skywalker family alive, you know?
Like villainous, not Jedi related. I mean, I could have one too. I'm gonna give you two now. Give me like Cad Bane, like when he's on his own, when he's doing his own thing.
Yeah, like a bounty hunter series.
Yeah, like a bounty hunter series. Like that's just him doing his own thing where he's not good. Or give me a General Grievous show. Like, I would love maybe before, because he's someone. Isn't he
Yes.
someone's consciousness put into the droid?
Yeah, an origin of General Grievous. I'd like that. That would be good.
Well, see, that's my whole point. Let's just even if we were just go back into rough stories of
Yeah.
things happening, then how about we find out how Sith, how the first person to ever go from being that peaceful Jedi to Sith.
No, that would be good. That would be great. That would be fucking great.
Yeah,
That's my whole point. Like I'm because we've not seen outside of Palpatine a really dark Sith, and we've all played KOTOR. So we remember when we got to that point where we started getting our characters to crack their faces. We're like, oh, this is sick. We can really make him look evil as F. But like, I want that in this world. I want to be able to see something go that dark to where it's like, oh, this is about.
And
to
we
go
kind of had
level
it. We kind of had a tease of that in Ahsoka when she's fighting Anakin.
Right.
You had that flash of her eyes going yellow, right? Like
Yes.
it was. You get that little tease there.
But that's my point, though. Like, if they're also going to jump into the world of like adult stuff, like let's just use Marvel example, if they're going to go into the world of adult stuff there. We're all adults here. Give us some adult Star Wars, because the thing they're not understanding is they're so, oh, we're Disney friendly. Like, you bought Marvel and you bought Star Wars. You have to understand the people.
I don't
that
feel
watch
like
these
the shows are very friendly.
No,
the movies are for sure.
but you get. But I think JD, do you get where I'm coming from with this?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, gear it like by trying to attract new fans, you're alienating the original fans.
exactly.
Is I think what you're trying to say here.
And see what, and the point is you can still make new fans out of new characters. Because think about this. Everyone was like, "Ooh, I love this character. I got Ahsoka." You know what I mean? And no, it's nothing wrong with it. Again, I'm putting it out there. There's nothing wrong with it. But everything has to latch onto something that's connecting to Skywalker. Something is connecting to. It has to be there. Oh, look, she calls herself a Skywalker when she's a Palpatine. Like, it's always been like that, and they just can't break away from that. And the one time they did was Solo. Oh, it became a train wreck. Let's not do this again. And it's like, dude, stop. Let us have some brand new lore, because we love the canon books before.
But what they did, for example, Rogue One, they did an excellent job of expanding that lore.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like Rogue One was a fantastic movie. It told you the days leading up towards A New Hope and how the battle plans got transferred to Princess Leia and all. Like, it ends right when episode 4 begins.
But see, that's the one thing that's kind of frustrating, is they still want to be like, oh, it has to be in the storyline of where it's got to be here between this or between this.
Right, but that was only that little stinger at the end. We got Darth Vader being such a badass in that hallway scene. And that's the Darth Vader. Darth Vader's become, like, from being this evil, malevolent character, he's become commercialized, where he's wearing holiday sweaters and he's wearing, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
Darth Vader was this badass man in black, like this cowboy outlaw. Like, if you really want to take it at face value, that's what Darth Vader was. He was this outlaw fighting the good guys, and the good guys were trying to take him. If you want to really go back, or that Ronin samurai without a master.
Well, let's put it this way. I'm going to tell you this right now. I bring back the whole thing I brought up earlier about, hey, give us a story where it's all Jedis and they turn Sith. Imagine we take the Skywalker thing out of there. Okay, let's just try to, like, put the Skywalker thing. We understand Skywalker. There's Skywalker saga. It's all there. It's happened. There's people connected. It doesn't. It's not called Star Skywalker Wars. It's called Star Wars. You know what I mean? We want wars.
I mean,
stars.
skies and stars.
Talking about Star Wars.
but my point is,
Wars.
I want you to sit there and just imagining the world where we actually get to see a long time ago, in the galaxy far, far away, and we
got the galaxy far, far away this time.
Right. Well, no, I agree on that. But again, let's get these Jedis in here, showing how good they are, peaceful, treating people with respect. They have control of things. Then one loose cannon starts building something darker, and they're like, they don't realize it because they've never had to deal with the Sith before. Now they have the Sith, and we could go a story of this character. Let's call him, last name's Frankenfurter. I don't know. His name's Frankenfurter.
We're bringing back Tim Curry.
Yeah, exactly. My point is, I'm just saying,
sweet transvestite.
I'm just trying to find a say that we can bring in a new lineage of a name in there that's awesome. You know what I mean? That could bring in a whole new story that could lead into the Skywalkers. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, there we go, and there's Anakin's mom's there, you know, and I don't know. Again, my point is I just feel like the whole thing
He's
of
knocking
having to
boots
always
with Palpatine.
yeah, exactly. The whole thing about having to always have something Skywalker related in all of Star Wars is basically saying it's always going to be that way. Like
Yeah,
there
well, I
has to
mean,
be
that's why I
relation.
kind of like the Darth Bane idea. It's a Sith-centric
I agree.
focus.
And
Like,
that's a good idea. I
Yeah.
mean, for me, I'm recasting Darth Vader as John Travolta. You're like, Luke, I am your father.
I
that's
got
more
chills.
Christopher Walken.
You gotta
They're
get in the
multiplying.
closet.
You gotta.
Wow.
Tom
Cowbell,
Cruise, it's me, John Travolta. You gotta get in the closet.
I got a fever.
Okay, then if that's the case, I'm recasting Han Solo, Joe Pesci as Han Solo.
Do it.
Okay, guys, you know what I mean? We gotta get this motherfucker off.
I would take
I
it.
can fly a parsecs. What's
You know,
a
you got the
parsec?
2 Utes on the Death Star.
Just gotta recast Christopher Walken as Han Solo. Chewie,
Chewie.
gotta hit warp
Wow.
speed. Oh, that's Star
Punch it,
Trek.
Chewie.
It's the wrong show.
Wow. Put a little cowbell in there, huh?
Then you get Nicolas Cage as Luke Skywalker.
What is going off the rails, bro?
All right, I know you're my father, but we got to work through these issues.
Hey, it's me, Keanu Reeves, your
Oh.
father. It's me, your son, Keanu
Whoa.
Reeves. We're gonna ride the waves. or
Whoa.
what?
Mind blown.
You're my
blown.
dad. Whoa.
I'm your dad and your son at the same time.
Whoa.
Listen.
This is going off the rails.
But this is the best fucking thing I ever did in my life.
Oh man.
You know
Wow.
what I mean?
What the fuck you talking about the Death Star?
That would be this would be just so good, you know?
Okay. Well, see now you got me thinking he's like with someone
Just
playing Darth
hold
Vader.
on. Recast Yoda with Macho Man Randy Savage.
Joe Pesci as Chewbacca. Robert De Niro's going.
Just no talking though.
Well,
Just
wait,
Yoda,
wait,
Macho Man for Yoda.
Oh yeah, Macho Man.
Luke,
where I
yeah.
am.
You gotta try harder, Luke.
Yeah, try a little bit. Get to be that cream of the crop.
Cream of the Jedi crop, yeah. Snap into a Slim
Do
Jim.
not. No, don't try.
Your lightsaber will snap like a Slim Jim. Oh yeah.
Ah, this is
Be
good.
one with the
Okay,
Force.
Ultimate Warrior is Qui-Gon.
go show them.
The power of all the Jedi will fuel the rocket ships.
Oh man.
All the little
As-
warriors.
As he's holding his lightsaber and shaking.
Yeah, he's just doing lines of lightsaber.
Are we just casting wrestlers? Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
let's see what's happening.
All right, our C3PO played by Hulk Hogan.
No. See, Hulk Hogan's got to be Obi-Wan. Well, you know something, brother. I got to teach you the ways of the Force.
No, that's good.
I knew your father, brother. He was a great Jedi.
I knew your father. I knew your father, brother. Wait, what? Luke, brother. I am your father. Wait, what?
What?
I am your father, brother.
I am
Wait,
your
which
father,
one are
brother.
you? No.
Oh, that's some
Use
shorts
the
right
Force,
there.
you
The power of the shorts.
The power of the shorts.
Oh man,
The
that
Schwartz.
just-
Buddy, I heard
Hey,
you were
let's-
playing with your dolls.
Yeah, that's sure. What? No
What's the
way we
matter,
segued
Colonel
that.
Sanders? Chicken?
They're not dolls. They're licensed action figures.
They're action figures.
Okay, this episode's done.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. I don't know what happened. If you
Let us
made
know
it
what you
this-
think of our
It went
impressions.
off the
let us-
rails.
They're bad. They're probably bad. Wow. Let's just get Owen Wilson as every character and just like every time he walks into a room, wow.
Oh, like that clip,
Wow.
like that.
Wow.
Remember that I sent you that trailer that was like, what if what's his name directed Star Wars?
Oh yeah, Wes Anderson.
Wes
Wow.
Anderson.
So wait a second. So would it be basically like Darth Vader sitting there going like, Luke, I am your father. Wow, you are.
You are?
Wow. Ka-chow.
Wow, ciao. That's awesome.
Okay, I gotta
Can
go,
you
guys.
believe
Thank you
it?
for watching. Go check out Putty's channel and then also check out JD's channel.
Wrestling.